Good afternoon. I'm Danny Salter. Thanks for joining us. It's Election Day in Alabama. Voters are heading to polling places all over the state, including right here in West Alabama. Your home team hit the polls first thing this morning, and we've been keeping an eye on them throughout the day. Poll workers told us that voters were slowly coming in and that voter turnout's been low so far, but they looked for it to pick up around noon and then again after 5 p.m. Our crew spoke with voters as they left the polls earlier today.
We're having so many things taken away from us that I think that it's important for everybody to use their right to vote.
I was interested in what these men had to say about what they were going to do for senior citizens and how they plan to run our country.
I think everybody should come out and vote and be a member and be a citizen.
The polls open at 7 this morning, and they'll stay open until 7 o'clock tonight, so there's still plenty of time to head out and vote. Just be sure to take a form of identification with you. More on that later. But first, Governor Robert Bentley's not up for re-election, but he did vote today. The governor was on the Rick and Bubba show this morning, and he said he planned to vote for Rick Santorum in the Republican presidential primary. However, Governor Bentley did not endorse Santorum. According to his office, the governor is not endorsing any of the GOP presidential hopefuls since he believes that voting is a personal decision. And speaking of Santorum and the other GOP candidates, the Republican presidential primary is one of the big reasons voters are headed to the polls today in our state. Alabama's not the only state holding a primary today, though. Mississippi is in play, and so are Hawaii and American Samoa. But as Shelby Lynn reports, the focus is in the Deep South.
Today's primaries could bring some clarity to the race for the Republican presidential nomination, especially if Mitt Romney pulls off a win in the southern states of Alabama and Mississippi.
We know we're going to win these states in November, but as we march through to the convention, it's going to be very important for Mitt Romney to show that he can win states everywhere.
Romney has campaigned hard in the Deep South.
Appreciate the chance to spend a little time with you.
But his strategists are downplaying expectations. Polls show he's in a statistical dead heat with Newt Gingrich in both states. Gingrich has bet his campaign on the South. He's hoping to emerge tonight as a clear conservative alternative to Romney.
The country's sort of saying, by a majority are saying not Romney. The biggest bloc is saying Romney, but it's not big enough bloc to be a majority. We now are beginning to think he will literally not be able to get the delegates to get the nomination.
Though he's trailing in the polls, Rick Santorum has momentum after his big win Saturday in Kansas and Super Tuesday victories in North Dakota, Oklahoma, and Tennessee.
We need the conservative belt right through the South of America to speak loudly that they want a strong conviction conservative, the nominee of the Republican Party.
Romney is ahead in the race for delegates and is likely to pick up more tonight since they'll be divided proportionally, but the finish line is still a long way off. Shelby Lynn, WVUA News.
According to the State of Alabama Official Election Center, each voter should have one form of identification available when they vote. Examples include a government-issued photo ID or a utility bill with name and address. Also, remember, polls are going to stay open until 7 o'clock tonight. For a complete look at your county's ballot, just go to WVUATV.com, click on numbers and links. And remember, your home team will have extensive coverage for you right here on WVUA. Our continuous crawl with the latest results starts at 7 p.m. And, of course, your home team will have complete coverage on a special edition of WVUA News at 10. Join Lynn Brooks and John Huddleston for that. Well, in other news, FEMA and AmeriCorps are teaming up to form a new organization called FEMACorps. The new program was announced this morning at a press conference in Washington. Tuscaloosa Mayor Walt Maddox was there, and so were officials from other parts of the country stricken by disasters like Joplin, Missouri. The plan is to combine FEMA's resources with the passion and energy of young volunteers. Both organizations hope that FEMACorps will have a positive impact on areas suffering from natural disasters. Maddox praised FEMA and their efforts in Tuscaloosa after the April 27th tornado.
From the beginning, standing shoulder to shoulder with us has been AmeriCorps, who has provided 38,000 hours of service to our recovery. From the collection and distribution of over 200,000 pounds of food to assisting 22,000 citizens at mass care facilities, AmeriCorps has been a lifeline for our city.
You can find out more about FEMACorps online at the AmeriCorps website. That's AmeriCorps.gov.